Eurovision is over, for this year it is at least. With Loreen scoring a predictable second win, Sweden are now set up to host for the 7th time. But where? Let's start with the less likely cities.
Eskilstuna, Jönköping, Örnsköldsvik, Partille, Sandviken.
Bless these cities' hearts for bidding, but while they can and have hosted a few Melfest heats, their limited hotel capacity and venue sizes aren't quite cut out for an event the size of one Eurovision. So unlike the UK's open race last year, it's really just down to the 3 biggest cities. Let's start with the only place in Sweden I've been to. Gothenburg has only hosted Eurovision once, and that was back in the 1980s. So you'd think that as Sweden's second city, they'd be long overdue to host again, right? The problem is with the city's venue, the Scandinavium. Building an arena with a roof shaped like a hyperbolic paraboloid might have seemed like a cool idea at the time, but the result is a roof that's way too low and nowhere near the capacity needed for all the lights, cameras and other equipment hung from the ceiling at Eurovision. Not to mention the logistical nightmares, there's no space to unload the equipment out back, and the annual visit of the Melfest semi-finals already pushes the small backstage space to its absolute limit. The future is looking brighter for the Jotte, as after years of feet dragging, the City Council have recently committed to the demolition and reconstruction of the arena. So when Sweden inevitably get their 8th win, their time might finally come. For now though, I'll list them as unlikely. Malmö has hosted Eurovision twice, including just a decade ago in 2013. But even back then, the city's hotel capacity was being pushed to breaking point, with much of the tourism money going to nearby Copenhagen instead. Now, of course, the city has done a lot to increase hotel capacity since, and Liverpool this year showed that smaller cities and venues can still put on a fantastic show, but their similar capacity issues did still inflate prices, keeping away not just fans, but also some competing countries, which is why I think the EBU and SVT will want to stick with the old faithful. Of the 3 times Sweden has hosted Eurovision this century, 2 were in the same venue, the Avicii Globen Arena in the capital city of Stockholm. This time we know the Globen is out of the race as the arena is closed for the whole of 2024, so it can be renovated ahead of the 2025 Ice Hockey World Championship. This leaves us with 2 footballer stadiums in Stockholm, the Tele2 Arena next door to the Globen and the Friends Arena on the other end of the city. Both arenas do come with some issues, as previous Eurovisions held in massive football stadiums have slightly struggled to fill the massive spaces. But if anyone's going to be able to sort that, it's the team at SVT. Look, the real problem with hosting at a football stadium is that the football teams don't really want them there. Eurovision ain't just a week in May. Between setting up the stage and the weeks of rehearsals, they'll need the host venue for about a month and a half. That's a month and a half without a stadium for one of Stockholm's main football teams, or 2 of them in the case of Tele2. That said, both SVT and the government seem very keen for the Friends Arena to host. So football be damned, I think they'll find a way to do it. With the size of the main hall at Friends, we could be looking at a very different show to Liverpool. Either way, we've got a great year of Eurovision ahead, and I can't wait.